Welcome to Serial Podcast 9.
Jerry, are you going to do the intro? Because I know
I mean,
you
I feel
to
we
do
have
the
to.
intro.
We have to do
assume
it.
this is covering my face.
Well, hold it like a man.
No, because actually that's my camera.
Are you excited to do an intro?
Yes.
Okay, hit it.
All right, I'm Gerard and
And I'm Kevin Peterson.
And I'm Ryan Benoit.
and this is Serial Podcast 9. Live. Well,
It's not live.
In person?
In person? I don't know. It's the first video on video.
On
Yeah,
video.
we've been in person before.
No. I'm just thinking of things we could make it better, in the future.
Like what?
Well, you're gonna have the computer to pull up all the photos of the shit that Gerard's looking at and talking, but they can't see the computer.
They don't know that.
Yeah,
You're going to be looking
Now you
under.
can overlay it.
that's true.
Yeah.
You could.
Just say it and then he'll do it.
That's extra work.
Yeah, great for me.
Yeah.
This is immediately more work.
Okay. What are we talking about today?
Talking about podcast etiquette.
You want to do an icebreaker?
That's a nice.
I don't know, where we get to know each other. No? All right.
Well, maybe they don't know what we look like in real life.
They don't. One of the very first comments we got about the podcast was when we used to put it on YouTube and then I got lazy and stopped putting the recording on YouTube.
Yeah.
Someone would occasionally chime in and be like, gotta have a video. I don't know who's who. And I'm like,
I don't know who's talking.
and I was like, you gotta be able to tell the difference between me and Gerard. Like,
I'm the loud guy, Gerard.
yeah. I'm
The funny guy.
Oh, that's
You're
nice.
I don't know. What's he the?
He is.
Seems like a reasonable one.
That is people. Yeah, he is. The podcast was designed for you two to argue and me be reasonable. And then it turned out that Kevin was reasonable. I believe you were described once as, was it like organized chaos?
Okay.
And I thought that was a
chaotic
very
neutral.
fair, a way to think about that. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk about some clickbait things now that we're on video? You want to do clickbait?
Like for people to click on.
Yeah, if we put like, what's going on at Donut or Hoonigan's dead, people, we're a little late for both of those, but people will come watch.
Yo, electric cars and drifting. It's gonna be sick. I can't wait.
We did that 2 years ago. I think.
Yeah, that's old too.
Hey, this is episode 99. You
This
didn't say
is
the episode.
99.
This is episode.
Because you say the episode number.
I know. I let Jerry do the intro.
You gotta do the whole. Oh, it's episode 9.
I don't know.
Well, he clearly knows what number it is.
Yeah.
It's like an episode, you know?
Yeah, I don't know why you got to shit on a good thing. Like, I got a shtick and I do it.
I mean, there's a lot of episodes, You get lost in the sauce.
If you remember, we recorded the first episode, and then I think we did it a second
We
time.
just did something again.
And then after that, we never cared enough to do that ever
No.
again. We got into a flow and a rhythm.
Exactly.
And that rhythm was, I would have some beers.
Rhythm and flow.
Yeah. I would drink a beer, which is, I'm thrown off because I don't have a beer tonight.
There's a whole beer store right there.
I know, but I got to drive home. And I got
Yeah, there's beers in the fridge too.
I got to be responsible. I got to drive home, and I got to drive the Arista home.
Responsible. That'd be a good name.
That is a good
Beer
name.
respon-
Beer responsible.
Because it almost sounds like
Be responsible? Yeah.
Be irresponsible because be ears, right?
I think you're sitting on a gold mine. Throw all these billet arms in the garbage
Yeah.
and turn this into a brewery.
Or you just did a company that sells T-shirts that say "Be irresponsible."
Yeah, I mean, that's the easier startup for sure.
Yeah.
What can we
And
talk?
then we could make infomercials about it.
We should make infomercials. Your posture is too laid back for an infomercial right now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
That's a little insider
We actually
baseball.
not have a topic. I thought we had.
No, we have topics,
Okay.
but we can riff a bit.
We gotta give them a bit of the banter, We gotta get loose.
This
Yeah.
is live banter with SERIALNINE.
This,
It's not live.
I mean, it is live for the people right there.
Right now,
I'm going to cut around some of this already. I'm telling you in my head. I've already edited.
You just let her.
You let her ride.
Let it ride on.
We have a timer in an hour.
Oh, okay. All right. Then we're wasting time, and we should talk about car stuff. I had a list of things on my computer, but I didn't bring my computer because I didn't want to screw up the shot. But I did tell Kevin about them at
But what if you
dinner.
didn't bring the computer to screw up the shot because like you had to have the computer?
Yeah, I had to have it in front of
You
me.
could just have the computer there
Under
and
the
then look
desk
at the
where I can't
comments
see.
and
No,
be
I
like,
don't know.
"Give me
Listen,
your
I got a pretty good memory. I think we'll be
Yeah, well then start saying
Start
them.
memorying. Okay.
Start memorying.
Start memorying. I had the first question.
Cats.
It's not cats.
Catalytic converters.
Yeah. No, the first question was, it's not just a quick one we can get into.
Okay.
So lately, Kevin has passed this on. Lately, when Kevin goes on YouTube, he gets advertisements for Porsche Taycans.
Yeah.
Which is wild to me. What do you get advertisements for when you're on YouTube? When you go to watch a video?
Honestly, I don't ever pay attention to the ads. I couldn't even tell you.
Oh, well, this, you immediately let me
Isn't
in.
it just normal stuff like Trivago and like, I don't know, like
There you go. That's because
makes sense.
you've been going on trips. So, you know what I mean?
Going on trips. I feel like sometimes I would get like a Subaru commercial. But we did a test today.
Yeah.
Because Kevin's like, just go on YouTube.
Go on YouTube and tell me what the first ad that pops up is.
It's fucking QuickBooks. I was like, what am I going to do with that? Yeah, you don't ever get car commercials? You don't know. You would know if you
first of all, honestly, man, I don't really watch a ton of YouTube, but I don't remember the last car commercial I'd seen, and it definitely wasn't a Taycan commercial.
Yeah,
Or
so.
Icon commercial.
Oh, okay. Well, he gets the ad, so he's in charge. He knows now the most Porsche aficionado.
Honestly, I get the e-tron ads. He gets the Taycan ads.
Oh. So, what is Kevin doing that he gets Porsche ads and that you and I
It's
don't?
because you talked about the Porsche in that. Remember, you're like,
Yeah, in that YouTube video.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I don't know if I'm a Porsche guy.
Do you think it pulled it from YouTube?
But like it knows that it's me on YouTube because that YouTube is your account.
well, we're sure about it. Let's see it. You know how much AI they have? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it's got face recognition, sound recognition.
I don't
like
trust
what
it.
you're talking about. 100%.
I don't trust any AI. And you know why? Because I've watched movies.
T1000.
T1000, fucking Age of Ultron. There's even like that.
Yo, I told you about the AI voice that I did for
Yeah.
CapCut has AI voice now. It's fully nuts.
Yeah, you said the inflection was sort of like not.
You didn't want me to keep listing movies, hey?
Boring.
Boo!
What about
Yo, what about CapCut? CapCut's a great movie.
Element, bro?
Does that have AI?
That doesn't have any AI.
In the future.
So it's irrelevant to the topic.
Jesus.
They fly around in
It's got the future. They're flying.
They wear different clothes, and including never wear.
I feel like there's a version of you that would dress like that.
And it
In
all,
the day, 100%.
and also I would say that the fashion in that thing isn't so far off from human fashion.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they hang out with
What was
aliens.
that other one? And now we're talking about movies. I don't know.
We can. Like, we can just
Let's
change.
talk about Toto's Mile.
Should have did just the hits, you know?
Yeah.
Started in about you ragging on JZX100 owners that don't do enough.
Yeah.
Stop doing cookie cutter builds. What are some other...
Kaido cars that are just cosplay, not properly built to be a car.
Yeah. I can't believe you, Kevin, of all people, felt that way.
Well, I thought we were saying things that Gerard had said.
No, I know, but... yeah.
I love Kaido. Kaido loves me.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. So there's nothing, we just figure that he said it, and he said a lot of cars, but Porsche is the only one that has the technology to be like, get them.
Maybe they didn't sell enough Taycans, so they need to really promote it. So they're paying whoever's AI data bank. Like, hey, we need some people.
You'd think that they could spend their advertising budget on someone better than me. You know, like
You think that
I've never bought.
the AI's not smart enough to know that you actually don't have any.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's like the newest car I've ever owned has been like 16 years old, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
This guy just put a car into a wall.
Yeah.
We should sell him a Porsche.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's how they did it. Okay.
I don't get BMW commercials in. All I look at is BMW.
They already know that they sold you, so they're fine.
Yo, my Instagram feed though really is like literally all BMWs lately.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it's probably because I made it that way, but also
I fed the algorithm.
Yeah. I mean, all I click on is BMW photos. So
JZX100, E91, like wagons and stuff. Anyways,
You still love BMWs?
I miss mine a lot.
Oh, where did it go?
Oh, you know, it's
you get to see it every day. What do you mean you miss it?
Yeah,
it's so nice looking. You can't drive it.
it's the nicest paperweight outside. It's great. Good. Okay.
It's like surprisingly dirty.
It is very
It's like
dirty.
so dirty.
Well, because I think the rain. I don't know. Yeah,
Like if it gets wet and then just like
because the dust.
Yeah.
I mean, even my truck, dude. My truck is just. It looks like I went off roading it. It's like it's just because of the rain and the dirt. I don't know. Yeah, we saw an F80 on the way home, Dominic and I today, and it was like, and he was like, "Yo, it looks so sick." He's like, "Why are the fenders so big on the back?" I'm like, he's like, "It has a hood too." I'm like, "No, that's all stock." He's like, "That's stock."
Yeah. Hey, what's Dominic's first car gonna be?
I don't know. He did ask me that today. He's like, "Dad, what's a good first car? What do you think? What do you think I can get for my first car?" And I was like, I kind of thought about it, but then on the way home, we stopped at a light and we saw a G35 sedan. I was like, "That is a perfect."
Oh, he's gonna be a takeover kid.
It's from Surrey. He's got a G35.
Yeah, I was like, "It's the perfect car. It's like kind of fast enough that you don't really need to do anything to the motor. It's rear-wheel drive. You could get it manual, which I probably would get a manual one for him."
That car won't exist in 8 more years.
Well, it was G37 or something.
Yeah.
Probably, you know what I mean? That'd be a good car.
Well,
But I was like, yo, that's definitely like more than enough car to get bumped up with.
way more than enough trouble.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, you could literally take it to the track and drift it, or you could just take it to the street and crash it.
Exactly.
well, he told me an FRS or a BRZ.
Well, I entertained that idea too, but I was like, man, you're like gonna be 18 years old, like you're gonna have 2 seats, like you gotta hang out with your friends. Like to not be able to like go places with your friends is not cool, man.
I mean, all your other friends should have their own car, so.
Yeah, he's gonna have car friends.
Yeah, exactly.
How's he gonna be the leader of a car gang?
How's he gonna be a leader of a car gang with a BRZ?
I don't know. I was gonna say.
How is he going to be the leader of a car gang with a G35?
G37 twin turbo. Single
You're gonna turbo this now?
Oh, yeah. Like now,
What are you doing, you
now we're just
monster?
stepping up. Yeah. It's like,
No.
oh, now we just got a 430. Really? You know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. You know why this started? It's because when we went for lunch on Friday, I didn't know what to talk to him about, and I asked him what his first car was going to be. And you weren't paying attention because you were talking about the Mexican food and then talking to the owner.
Oh yeah, I was talking about that.
But I said you should really wind your old man up and say you want a Miata. Because
He does talk about Miata.
yeah, he does. I think
But you
they're
know
a
what the
great car.
worst part is? I would be okay with Miata, but he doesn't like the good ones. He doesn't like the ones I like.
Well, he's his own
that's
person.
called an opinion, Gerard.
know, but
It's
like-
not called facts. He doesn't like the good
Well,
one.
no, but I
so
mean-
what's the good one? Because I have no fucking clue what the good one in your opinion
In my
is.
opinion, the good one is
The NA, the first one? Yeah, because that's the best one.
NA and B. I think it's the NC, which is the 5.
The hugest one? Yeah.
Yeah, the 5. Basically, it's an RX-8.
That thing's ugly as shit.
No way. That one has like the big flares, fits big wheels,
Ugh.
looks sick.
Not for me.
Yeah. To be fair,
Just the X is that. Name is-
I have no problem with no Miatas. I'm fine with all of them. They don't.
Not anyway. The new one's good. The new one's good.
Oh, yeah, I think they're all great. Horse and rider as one. Whatever Mazda says that word is, that's that. That's great.
Zoom.
No, that's the slogan. They have a mantra. That's the thing that when they build a car, it's that they should horse and rider as
Become one?
Yeah, it's like the archer on a horse and the thing. Anyway,
Yo, you know what I learned recently? That like high heels were invented by Persian archers so that they could stay on their horse better, like while shooting the arrows. Like they could put the heel into the
'cause it
stirrup.
hooks in.
Yeah.
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, I saw it on a post where a woman was like riding a motorcycle in like 4-inch high heel shoes. And then it came about that they're like, well, that's sort of how
weird.
sort of how it all started.
I actually had a dream one time
No.
that I don't know what I was riding a bike or something, but I was wearing roller skates. And like, you know how the roller skates have 2 axles?
Yeah.
It was hooked
on?
the pedal. I was like, yo, this is fucking weird, but actually...
Kind of works.
Kind of works.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was dreaming about roller skates on a bike. That's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah, that is
But-
wildly out there.
But it worked in
Yeah.
the dream.
Okay, good. I love that for you. So you made a comment about the BRZ/FRS
Yeah.
/GT86.
Those cars are pretty equivalent, BRZ, FRS, and Miata. They're all pretty much like...
Okay.
Remember when we had the like Miata or Boxer or there was one other car? We had a,
2000?
was it S2000?
Boxster?
Yeah, Boxster.
Oh, yeah,
Porsche
yeah.
Boxster. Would you rather have a Porsche Boxster or a Miata or a S2000? Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I remember that one.
I think we all picked S2000.
Yeah.
Or no, I think you picked
I
the
didn't. I
Boxster
picked
because you're like,
Boxster.
I don't fit in anything but the Boxster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo.
I mean, I could fit in an S2000 if it had a bucket all the way back and like a proper steering wheel that isn't like 15,000 inches.
It feels like you could do all of those things very easily. And I feel
Yeah,
like
but then
that's-
it's also a
then
$40,000 car, and do you like?
And also it has like 0 torque. Like I've driven S2000s. Like they're sick at 8,000 RPM, but like the other 90% of the time when you're not driving like you stole it. It's just like,
All right. I've never driven one, so I don't know.
They look cool. I like
They
them.
do look cool.
It's also Honda, so like I would have no problem just driving that thing anywhere across the continent.
That's true.
You know?
That is very true.
Yeah.
But so
Okay.
Kevin recently crashed his car.
Right.
Not recently. It's been like a month and a bit. We made a video. Is it? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
they've had an event since.
Been a while.
Yeah.
I was going to do that. I was like, don't do that.
I did it.
Yeah, and so in the comments, Kevin said, "What car should I get?" And you suggested is a BRZ FRS a good option, and there felt like there was overwhelming support for Kevin to get a BRZ FRS GT86, whatever the chat.
I feel like in the video I sort of
you lean that way.
leaned into it a bit, and then like the comments came along with
Yeah.
that. So,
But you said a few others.
but yeah, it wasn't like I leaned into that, and every comment was like, "Get a G35," you know? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
And they were like, SerialNine could build parts for those. But then I was like, Jerry is fucking just rolling in his BMW grave. So
No, I mean, I think they're good cars. It's just like somebody else would have to spearhead that campaign. I can't get down with two-seaters. I don't know.
that was one of the comments. They said it would be really weird for the sedan kings to do a two-door.
Yeah,
but
I don't know. The two-door, see, that's the thing. I was talking to Dominic too, because he's like something.
two-door and two-seater are different
Yeah,
things.
two-door and two-seater are different for me. I can get down with a two-door car that has rear seats, but I can't get down with a two-seat car.
Okay. All right.
And it's weird too, because even like 911s, like they have those back seats, and it's like somehow to
What
me.
about like an FD or an FC where like same
FDs
thing?
don't have back seats.
None of them. It's not like the FC where they have. I swear some FDs.
FCs also don't have back seats.
I've been in the backseat of an FC.
Jesus Christ.
I swear FDs have back seats.
I mean, the FDs that I've been in don't have back
Yeah, they
seats.
have the little.
Yeah, there's little,
Yeah,
little pockets.
like I think that's like an option between the pockets or the seats. I swear.
FC and back seats?
1,000%. I swear.
I don't think so. Where the fuck would they go?
I mean,
In the
I don't. What
back?
What about the 911? What about a lot of the Lexuses? Like like there's lots of 4-seat cars. The rear seats are useless.
In an FC, I can literally reach behind and adjust the suspension. Like I can reach the coilover. Like it's,
Yeah, but that's because you have long arms.
yeah.
You have freakishly long arms. You're
don't know
kind of
about
like Donkey Kong.
Like twiggy
on
aliens
like
scooping garbage arms.
You could almost get down with it. Someone else would have to spearhead it. I mean, I think that would obviously be Kevin would have to spearhead it.
Or Soha. Soha could just like make the parts and none of us will ever have to own one. We'll just give them to like Kevin Kasusi or whoever has like a nice FRS or BRZ or whatever.
Okay, all right. I mean, my vote was the most unpopular vote. So
Which was?
I don't even want to say it because nobody's going to like it.
IS250.
Well, like, or an IS350, but take that out, put a 1J or the other engine in it, and put a 6J.
Oh, that's what he should build.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
But it is very redundant.
What were the choices?
Like
Well, if you just watch the goddamn video, you would know.
Seats right there.
Long story boring. My answer was an IS350 or 250 with a 1J in it, only because, yes, the GS can one day be that car that drifts.
Yeah.
And the suspension can do both those things. It can be a stancy car or a drift car, and
or a
that's
stancy
really
drift
cool. But I was just like, people often don't make that connection because, like, even in the comments for when we put out the GS video, people were like, "When are you going to build it for the 3IS?" And it's like, hey, guess what? It's the same.
2IS, but yeah.
Or 2IS, sorry. Yeah.
2, 3. It
Yeah.
uses a lot of the same. But yeah.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you there. Like, the IS is just a more sporting chassis. The people who want to do those things are gonna start with that chassis probably. They're not gonna be like, hey, I want to go like drift my car. I'm gonna go buy a like a 3rd generation GS. Like,
Yeah.
like.
I mean, the only other thing I will say though is like, you're counting on like a signal. How many IS 250 or 350 drift cars do you see at any event?
Now, because I believe we're ahead of the wave.
I mean, that's a very SerialNine statement.
And
Let's
I
take
love
this
it.
car. Let's take this car that nobody really cares about for drifting and make them want to drift it.
I love it. I love everything about it.
Right,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
like
not.
all
It's
business
just
is.
not the greatest business model. And I mean, we've literally been there, done that, and it's like, it's gotten us here. But I think
I also said another thing.
BMWs.
I did say maybe kind of does make sense for Kevin to have a BMW. I said I wouldn't like it. I don't like the idea, but I was like, because realistically, Kevin's gonna go drift it. You're gonna go schmooze people at meets and maybe occasionally like drift it, but Kevin would just drift the thing. So you would cover two bases. I met. This is a fun story. I was at my daughter went to a birthday party and I was hanging out. And I ran.
Sorry, I just remembered my thing again.
Oh.
But no, it's a long story and blah, blah, blah. But I
remember it.
yeah, I want to
Okay.
remember it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So
I'm gonna write it a little note.
make a little note.
All right.
So I was at this birthday party, and then the one dad was like, "Oh, this is Ryan. He drives an Altezza," and I was like, "An Aristo." And then the guy was like, "Oh, that's cool. He's into
Same
drifting."
thing.
And this other dad turned out it was into drifting. It was the only time I've been anywhere where a parent had the same interest as me.
Okay.
And so we ended up talking about cars for a very long time. He drifts an S14, and like we were talking about BMWs, and immediately it was like, oh, should they like build? Should my buddy who crashed this Altezza have a BMW? Should they blah blah blah? What should they build parts for? What do you think? And they were just two dads were like BMWs, like makes way more sense. And I was like, I know it does, but god damn it, I hate it so much.
Yeah, it's that whole like barrier of entry. It's like there really is something to be said about like you can just take the car that you just bought and go do something fun with it. And that's literally something that with the Toyotas, it just I mean with the JZ powered cars you can do that, but like or like I guess the turbo JZ powered cars you can kind of do that. And I mean you can do that with an IS and an Altezza, but those are the sportiest of any of those sedans that we've messed with. Right. It's not like you're taking an LS400 and being like, yeah, I'm going to go drifting. It's like, okay.
It's becoming popular now.
I mean, yeah, because the cars are $20. And like any car that's cheap, people will just don't really care about it whatsoever, right? Yeah. But also it's not like you're looking at a GS300 or GS430 or GS whatever and being like, yeah, that's what I'm going to drift, you know?
What are you talking about? A ton of people are. They message us all the time.
Huh?
People are thinking.
I'm talking about the 430, like your car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
But maybe they will.
I thought you meant like the other 430.
But I mean, even still though, it's like it's relative. You're like, yeah, they do all the time. It's like totally popular now, but like, you know what I mean? Like if you were to like literally gather every single person in the entire North America or even the world that drifts a 16 Aristo or GS, and then every person that drifts
people.
And then people that drift like even a G35 or like the least popular other comparable car, I guarantee it's probably double. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not that many.
The G is a more expensive car. It's a higher barrier of entry.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The barrier of entry is massive. It's like you literally can't take that car and go and do shit with it. You have to like change the transmission.
A lot of sideshow people would say otherwise.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like,
Let's get him out. Bring him out here.
yeah, I mean, it's funny. I actually watched. That's what I watched on YouTube recently. Was a like a dude that went and like rode along with some sideshow dude
In Portland?
Yeah.
I watched that one.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that one. I was like,
so this ties in with my thing. So Saturday, I'm leaving the shop. It's maybe like 7 o'clock.
okay.
Going home, get onto the highway, in the slow lane. I'm in the fire truck, so I'm going like 80 kilometers
Yeah.
an hour. So I go on, all of a sudden, like crazy, like G80, like, and then like 3 more.
Whoa.
No, but they're like, dude, then there's like S65s, like, just like, it was like straight out of like Fast and the Furious.
Nice.
It was like probably like 30 cars, all driving like complete fucking idiots, doing all sorts of moves, like trying to beat each other, but in traffic, and then like,
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought this was at night or something. But anyways, yeah.
I mean, what? It was like 7:30 p.m. Like
Yeah,
on
I mean, that's still a
Saturday.
lot of traffic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So like, they all fly by. There's like a Mark V Supra. There's like all this stuff. There was like I swear like a present. There were like a SEMA. It had like the
Oh, really?
twin V like pipes out the back. Like,
Whoa, crazy.
yeah, all sorts of stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like they're all driving like complete idiots. In the beginning, I was like, oh, this is like a Euro meet.
Yeah. And then it sort of filtered out.
And then
to
it's
like,
sort of like they were gone, and then like cars were still coming, and now it's,
then it's all R34s and stuff.
not quite. Then it was like X5s and like
Okay.
you know, like it was still like Euro cars, but like these guys were like, because I was saying to Ryan, I was like I'm into that, and I was like, yo, these fucking idiots are stupid. Like this is dangerous. Like they're like I was like, there's no way I'm gonna make it from here to my exit on the highway without seeing an accident that happened because of these guys.
Did you see one?
I did not. There was a BMW M5, like all blacked out, like black windows, black everything, black taillights. That was like pulled over on the side with his four-ways on, and after I drove past him, he came back on. But like that was it.
Limp mode.
What?
Limp mode. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know. So
I believe the term is murdered out.
It was very murdered out. But yeah, and then eventually, by the end, I'm going through the McGill Tunnel there, or the Cassiar Connector, or whatever they call it. And it's like the G35s have finally caught up, and they're all like, nah! through the tunnel and shit. And like, yeah, but you know, by then there's like D8 Integras and stuff, and I'm just
Whoa, what the hell?
like, it was obviously some Surrey car meet, and then I assume maybe they were going to Cyprus or something, but it was like, I was like, yo, like to me, they're like giving us a bad name, like even though that's what I would do.
Yeah, I know, I hear you.
But I was like, man, if I had the GS right now, I'd probably be fucking like shredding with them. You know?
The thing is too is like,
But I have the fire truck, so I just sit here and be like, look at these idiots, you know?
Oh, come on.
So irresponsible.
yeah,
I ran out of gas.
yeah. But also like when you're saying like those first, I guess the
like,
first
like-
stage of the cars.
Easily $1 million in cars.
Yeah.
Easily.
But
And
like
they were all modified. They all had exhaust. They all had wheels. Like,
yeah. But those are also some high performance cars. Like,
oh yeah, they were, and they were fucking flying.
Yeah.
Like
if you had a G80, like I wonder how you would drive. Yeah, like an email and downpipes, and it's like, I don't know, what does it do, 0 to 60 in 3 seconds or some shit?
I mean, you tell me. I don't. Fucking
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Like that's fast as fuck, man. You know what I mean? Like you could drive that like really fast. So, yeah, that's crazy. But that brings me back to a long time ago, Highway 1. We were coming back from I don't even know where.
I was just saying the thing that I related to is I was like,
The side
kind of
shows.
related me. Well, that's how like I related it to that, but like I related it to myself in us doing that in Chicago. But it seemed like less cars, slightly less cars. This seemed like this was more cars. Like it was a non-stop stream of cars. For like
How can that many cars do that much stuff for that long? You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Like the entire time from the time I got on the highway to the time I got off, cars were passing me that I was like, these guys are all part of this thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Like 20 minutes of cars.
That's a lot of cars.
They weren't all good. Like I said, by the end it was like
DA Integras?
DA Integras and like mismatched colored G35s, you know, and like
That's wild.
it was wild. It was wild for sure.
It kind of looks like you're just staring off into the distance, like longing for youth right now.
Me?
Yeah, you're like, shit.
No, I'm just like,
Wild.
because like, you know, we've sort of done that when we had our JZXs and stuff.
I
Like,
still drive like that, but go on.
But not like
No.
70 cars deep.
No,
Yeah.
but if you could, would you?
We tried to make it happen. Yo, if you want to drive like an idiot in your JZX, let's set up a cruise for 2025. The 2025 JZX Drive Like an Idiot cruise.
I don't know. Do I drive like that?
Yes.
I don't know. I think maybe I do.
I mean, out of
But I don't-
out of everyone I know, I feel like you drive like that the most.
But I don't.
And then
But,
probably me second.
but that's the thing is like I would, yeah, that's the thing is like, okay, if I do drive like that, when I do drive like that, I definitely don't drive like that with like 10 cars.
When are you ever with 10 cars?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I was with 10 cars, I certainly wouldn't drive like that. Because if somebody's getting pulled over, I don't want it to be me.
I feel like when we were driving to Weekfest last year and I was driving with you guys, you both, I mean, not that much.
I mean, I feel like in the States, though, we're kind of like maybe a bit like, not exempt,
Well,
but
there's
like,
an exception to the rule. Look, it's fine. Both of you are aggressive drivers. It is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
I gotta take offense to it.
yeah.
It just sounds, yeah, I'm not offended either. It just sounds like, It sounds really stupid. Like whoever the front guy was like clearly having an ego thing, and he's like, I'm going to be the best, but it's like actually you're going to be the worst unless you get away.
He's the first. They're going to get the other person. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how.
Maybe they saw all the cars and they set up a roadblock, and he's the one that gets caught.
Maybe.
That's sort of what I thought. I was like, there's no way people aren't calling this in.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
It was crazy. Then I was like, because earlier in the day I'd seen that Cam was at some BMW thing, BMW show meet.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, is this part of that? And then I was like, oh, maybe I don't know, is like rev scene still a thing because it's like a very generous difference of cars.
I don't think it is.
I don't really think it is either.
Cars and coffee and highway racing.
Well, there was Cars and Coffee the next morning at Cypress Mountain.
Maybe they were going to get their spot.
Oh, like
And
super
they were
early, 12 hours early. They're all going to
racing to get there.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
I was like, yo, there's a ton of money in BMWs.
Yeah.
Of that first group of cars,
they're all BMWs.
75% were BMWs. 25% was every other car make.
Yeah.
It was like, oh wow.
There's a big market there.
And the people that drive like idiots generally drive BMWs, and the people that drive like idiots generally want to spend money on their cars.
I was gonna say that. People who drive like idiots probably generally spend money like idiots.
Yeah, exactly. They do idiot things, which means spend lots of money on stupid ass car things and do stupid stuff with the cars they've spent a lot of money on.
And then you wreck the car because you did a stupid thing.
And then you got to buy another car and more parts. There you go. That's the business.
I don't disagree with it. I just don't like it. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have to like everything.
Yeah.
No.
Jordan's already assimilated to the BMW lifestyle. He started parking in 2 spots and not using his turn signal.
Yeah. I was born into that, bro. Did we even go with the BRZs, or did we just sidetrack?
We did enough. I think there was a thing there when we talked about.
Yeah,
What
we
were we
started
talking
talking
about?
Miatas and stuff, and
okay.
the same car, and we talked about S2000.
Yeah.
So it was the 2-seat, 4-seat thing.
Feels like it, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
That's good.
But I do understand. I don't have 3 kids. Like 2 seats is probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
99% of the time.
Well, I was going to ask you.
Literally 99% of the time, I'm the only one in the car.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask.
Probably even like 70 or 60% of the time you drive your car.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, for sure. Well, I was going to ask you a question. It's actually an important question. Why do you like sedans?
I don't know. It feels like there's more value. You know what I mean? That feels like a weird thing to
It's
say.
a real estate. I think we've had this question before, and we all.
But was the
it's like
question, why do you like sedans?
Yeah, and it's a real estate issue. It's just a matter of square footage.
Yeah, more value. I mean, I also think they look cooler.
I think they look cool too.
But see, wait.
Okay, go on.
So I'm from the back in the day with the 70s and all that stuff. And I remember when I was into 510s and all that other shit, there's no way in hell I would have a 4-door car. But that's because the only 4-door cars that existed back then that were in my on my radar were 4-door 510s. The wagons, love them. 2-doors, love them. The 4-door 510s, kind of don't really look that good. Even today, I follow that acrophobia guy or whatever that has all the crazy 510s with all the wheels. The car is pretty sick because the car is sick. But I think just a 2-door 510 infinitely looks better than a 4-door 510. However, let's say I guess what's a comparable car, M3 or even the IS350 there's a 2-door and a 4-door. The 4-doors just look better. There's just more car. Yeah. And I mean, even for me, the 2+2 Z32 was always my favorite one because maybe stock for stock, it doesn't look better, but once it's lower and stuff, that extra butt and extra midsection just looks so much better. So I don't know. That's why I like sedans. But also the value. It's you got these rear seats. I don't care if I don't use them. They're there. You know what I mean? I could put wheels and all this other crap in there.
You go and then I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna go back to the FRS.
Yeah.
I just think I like why maybe I kind of like that car too is I like cars that have the really long hood.
Yeah.
And then just the passenger compartment in the trunk is sort of really short.
Yeah.
Which is sort of like not so much on the FRS, but to harken back, our 5th gen Prelude. I just and then the Ferrari, what is it, the FF?
Yeah.
Like any of those, or like what's that? What was the one in Gran Turismo 2? I almost want to say it was like a Gumbert or something.
Yeah.
It looked like a
Gumpert.
shoe. Yeah, Gumpert.
Gumpert Arrow or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
is any car where you drive from the very back over like a super long hood is just like the coolest.
Some of those cars
Crossfire.
are pretty wild.
Oh,
Crossfire.
Crossfire. Right.
Dude, I feel like building a Crossfire would be like the most hilarious thing ever. Because it's like no one in the world has ever built one. You know, like
I doubt it. I bet you they have.
there's got to be one.
Someone has.
What is the engine in a Crossfire
I don't
anyways?
even know, man.
Probably.
Isn't it like the 300C? It's probably like a
No, because it was
really
like it's
terrible V6.
yeah, it's probably like some
Yeah.
terrible V6.
I
But no, the Crossfire is built with Daimler Benz. I swear it's a collabo from like it has Mercedes like
yeah.
interaction or
Yeah, but none of the good
Nothing
stuff.
good though. Yeah.
yeah. No.
Don't be silly. Nothing good. I was going to say, I do love a sedan, obviously. But there's like the obscurity to it, right? Like it's almost like something special a little bit. Like it's not a Supra. It's
Yeah.
Aristo with the engine. It's not a blah, blah, blah. It has an inlet. Like it's got a 1J, but it's
Yeah.
a 4-door. Like there's something inconspicuous about it and
Yeah.
also really cool about that. But
Yeah.
now I see, and I don't want one, but like I saw an FD the other day. I was like taking June to Toys R Us, and there was an FD in the parking lot, and it wasn't even like, it was nice, and it had like it had wheels, the ride height and shit was whatever. But I was like, man, that's still such a good looking car and such an iconic car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see those cars, and so there's a part of me that's like, oh man, like.
Yeah, like a 2C would be tight.
Yeah, it's like, fuck, that is super nice in a very different way and very iconic. So like.
Yeah.
I don't hate 2-doors. I don't hate the idea of it.
Yeah.
I think at the time the Aristo seemed like so much value because you're like, yo, I'm gonna get this car that has a 2J in it, but I'm not gonna pay Supra prices, and Supra
Yeah.
prices weren't even crazy then.
No, it was still out of your league, but it was
Yeah, but it was
by
like,
today's standards, it was like
yeah,
a steal of a deal.
Exactly.
You'd be buying every single one on Marketplace at that price.
yeah. You'd be like, oh shit, and so that was kind of the thing. It felt like there was value in it, in the space and in everything else.
One thing I will say, or maybe I'll ask, do you think sedans have gained popularity in the mainstream or have been like more widely accepted in mainstream?
I would say no.
Really?
Yeah.
I agree. No.
Every car manufacturer is reducing the amount of sedans.
No, I
More
meant
buy
meant
sedan.
versus coupes, not like versus SUVs or some shit.
So hard.
Yeah,
to
I meant like
I mean,
Yeah, because they don't want to build sports cars anymore.
like now there's a whole segment of performance sedans, which didn't exist 20 years ago maybe.
right.
BMW made the segment. Mercedes and BMW were there. Feels like, and now it feels like the Japanese brands are like trying to do it. But so one thing I heard someone over there say was
Someone over where?
One of you two.
Oh, okay.
Or like with having the sedan, it was
You said inconspicuous.
inconspicuous. So that to me was a huge thing of why I got into the sedan when I did when I was a kid, because I had the Corolla and it was like, I'm getting pulled over in a blue Corolla coupe and the cop is like, oh, the initial D car.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting out of the drift. I'm not getting out of saying I was drifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
like then you bought this X7 Crescent.
Yes.
And you could drift past the cop and be like, oh man, I don't step down on me. I'm just trying to. Oh my gosh, I was
Yeah.
so scary. And like
Yeah.
the cops would be like, yeah, well, get home safe, sir.
Yeah.
Get
So
this car under. Get
It
it
felt,
checked
yeah,
out.
it did. And then when I had the brown one with the 1J, yeah, it just felt like you were just. It was ridiculous. You're like, man,
Yeah.
it fully was like, I have a hot rod.
Yes.
Hot rod,
Yeah.
I put this motor and transmission
Yeah.
into this vehicle that it was never supposed to have, and now it rips. But like, I also have all these creature comforts.
Yeah, I always kind of had this thing where it's like, I mean, I don't know if it's it's like an ego thing almost to have a coupe because it's like, yeah, that's the coolest looking one. And it's like, if you want everyone to know that you have a sporting car, you get a fucking coupe because it's like, it's got 2 doors, it's like mid-engine or front engine. And it's like, looks all like a sports car. Like nobody's going to mistake a Corvette for like a family car.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's like, I always thought it was like kind of cooler to have the sedan that could do all the stuff. Well, I mean, I guess it can't do all the stuff, but it can like basically, like you said, it's a hot rod, but it can look like average-ish, but like perform above average.
Right.
But then, yeah, because like you have to come to terms with the fact that like your girlfriend's mom's not going to think your car looks cool. Or like a lot of people are not going to think your car is cool.
The car with the explanation.
Yeah.
That almost might be better though.
Exactly. That's kind of what I mean. It's almost like the underdog car.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think in today's day and age, the reason I asked the question is because, yeah, like the popularity of, say, like even the M3 sedan, I swear maybe has almost surpassed the coupe. I don't know, but like,
Right.
like it's not like uncool to have a sedan version of the car anymore, right?
But to Kevin's point, it is less and less of those cars are being built. Like
Overall, yes, but I mean that's because the segment of SUVs and stuff didn't even exist back then, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mine could change the subject, and maybe it won't. I did read an article, and I quoted it. I had a quote in case we needed it, but I don't have it because I didn't bring my computer to the table. Apparently, someone asked the vice president of Nissan if they would ever consider building another Silvia, and they said it wasn't out of the question.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
challenges.
haven't they been talking about an S16
mean,
forever?
Probably. It was a really funny title for the article because it was like, Nissan's going to build a follow-up to the car you've never heard of. And it was like a picture of a yellow S15. And it was like, fuck you, I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
I named my cat after that car, you son of a
Everyone's heard
bitch.
of that
Yeah.
car, yeah.
But you know what is crazy is because Nissan went from the Japanese company that literally was like racing, sports cars, fun. And I swear like Nissan lately, it's super lame.
Well, dude, Nissan was like nearly about to go under for like 10 years.
Yeah, I know, but like what are the
So like when you don't have money, you can't go racing.
You can't do
well, not only the racing, but yeah, I guess they just like
You can't make exciting cars that are a risk. You have to make stuff that's going to make you money and keep you around.
And that was what they said. The other part of this, now that you said that, I remember. The other part of this was like, we no longer can make cars just for one segment. We have to make cars, for one territory. If we make a car, it needs to be sold everywhere. We can't just be
Worldwide,
like, only Japan gets this car. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's got to go to every market if we're going to do it.
it's weird. I was thinking about it today too. It's like I don't like, for example, BMWs. Like they have a really great sort of way of they have 15 cars. They're all the same car. They're just different versions of the same. They all have they have like let's say 5 motors. They probably have more, but like let's say have 5 motors, and they just put those motors in every single one of their cars. They have like 2 different rear suspensions. They put them in all the cars. And then I was thinking about Toyota. I was like, man, like Toyota literally has like every car is almost different today. Like back when the parts we make, there's a bit of crossover from like the GS to the IS. And, now there's probably a little bit of crossover from like the 250 to the GS or the 350 to the GS. But that's only because those are the only rear wheel drive cars they make. But like, I don't think there's any crossover much in like.
I mean, the Prius is a T200H.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But it's not the same as a Camry. I guess the Camry is the Sienna and this and that. And like,
there's still lots of crossover. I'm sure there's tons of parts being crossover.
it's just like.
But to me, the crazy thing about Toyota was like, all right, let's make a Mark II. Let's make a Chaser.
Yeah.
Let's make a Cresta.
Yeah.
Let's make a Crown.
Yeah.
Let's make a Crown Comfort. Let's make a Crown Majesta. Let's make a Mark X. Each of those will have 5 variant models with different headlights.
Yeah, Toyota. But I mean, who really cares about like a Prius is the same as an NX 2000 or whatever? Like, who cares about those cars? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you just said that they don't have any crossover, so it's like that's not true.
But maybe it's like that's like saying, I don't know. Yeah.
And doesn't BMW? It's like between between the 328 and the 318 and the 330, they all have different diffs and different axles and different. It's not the same suspension at all. They're all different.
It's the same suspension. There's like mild differences.
Yeah, but like aren't the knuckles and the axles and the diff different?
between like the M car has the best shit. The high turbo cars have the next best shit, and then everything below has the same stuff.
No, okay.
So like, yeah, there are differences, but it's like.
So yeah, the same car in 3 different trims has 3 different diffs.
Possibly.
Yeah. So I mean that's not.
But also like you're still talking about like X3, X5, 3 Series, 5 Series. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it is. It's just like it's just cool that, like, for example, Mick's car, the X3M competition, has the S55, which is the M3 motor in an SUV. That's cool as shit. You know what I mean? It's really cool.
Okay. You lost me at SUV. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's fine. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's unrelated to anything that we've talked about, but Formula Drift Seattle is coming up. And I feel like none of us go to it anymore. I don't know if you guys used
I used to go all the time.
It's been a while, for
Yeah,
sure.
and why don't we go to Formula D anymore? It's like an hour and a bit away.
I mean, I don't know. Why, how can we never do any of the things? Because there's always, I don't know, June's got a birthday party and Gerard's kid's got gymnastics or he's got to mow the lawn or like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I got a car to build. Like, I'd rather go camping than go to FD.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot. Before I used to go and like make a weekend of it. I don't know. I mean, it's just not as exciting anymore.
I mean,
It's probably more
it's
exciting.
Probably really exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah? When is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ask Matt Peterson.
That's a Matt Peterson thing, which I thought it was interesting because Matt Peterson was saying he wanted to go, and he was like, "I'm going to go," and then
I mean,
I feel like Matt Peterson has gone in the last couple of years by himself. Or
Yeah, I would like to, if I go, I'd like to bring Dominic. Honestly, I'd like to bring the family, but like, maybe they would be into that.
it's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
definitely
exciting
the most
for anybody.
exciting
I mean,
drifting.
because like even the sort of the last time I remember going, I brought Dominic and then Nick. I was with Nick Steyer, and he brought his two daughters, and like the three kids literally just sat there on the stand, just like playing the whole time, until basically they got like sunstroke. And then you know what I mean? Like it was like they were fine. They were good.
They're good until the sunstroke, and they went to anyway.
I don't know if they got-
But they weren't really that into it, I guess.
No, they were
also?
into it. They were all like
okay.
like watching it.
But yeah, also like that was how old was Dominic? Like 4?
No, he was.
He'd probably like it even more now.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been probably 3 times, but yeah, like he definitely would like it now. He would
Yeah.
lose his mind in the pits.
And I was like, I wonder if June would like it or not. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, thought it was an interesting thing. It was just like, it's so close. It is exciting. I think for a while I probably turned up my nose at it to be like,
You know what? I want to try to bring the family. That's
oh,
a good
okay, well,
idea.
that's nice. Well, I'm glad that came out of this. But yeah, I felt like I was just being like,
I'll just look up the
pretentious
date
about
and
it.
instantly draw and be like, oh man, I can't
damn.
to have something.
But it's like, yeah, because if I could bring them to that, then maybe they would see they would see like kind of like when you bring a normal person to FD, it's like they see the most. And they're like, whoa, that's what you do? And it's like, well, not quite, but yeah, like that's sort of what we do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
I mean, but yeah.
that's like when
different.
you say, oh, you drift, they're like, oh, like Tokyo Drift?
Yeah,
no,
I had to do
Formula
that.
D? You know, like they know the two things. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
nah, that's not quite like
It's
should do that
August
the other day.
10th.
What do you have August 10th?
Nothing.
Oh, well,
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know, August 10th. Never mind. That's a Saturday.
well, I mean,
August 10th.
It will always be a Saturday, the Formula D.
Formula D is not going on any other day.
We have like a big get together at our house with like lots of family.
Thanks for the invite.
Family.
You're
Not
like,
my family.
You're like Dominic Toretto, everybody's family.
Yeah.
Okay, great. In the spirit of Matt Peterson, he did give us a question that I thought was
Okay.
funny, but Kevin has it.
Matt Peterson was just like, is there any cars that you, even if you were given, you wouldn't take? You wouldn't have
shit.
them? You know what I mean?
But like, what does that mean? Like, what are the stipulations? Do you have to drive it? Do you have to own it? Do you have to
Yeah,
care
I
about
mean,
it?
I would
You're
think
like,
so.
nah, I'm good.
Yeah, someone's like, hey, my wife's grandma has and wants to give it to you. And you're like, nah.
I don't want to even pay for the insurance on that.
But I mean, like,
I have no need for that car.
so what is your current situation though? Like, do you
Your
have a
current
car?
situation.
Yeah, you can have
Oh
another
shit,
car.
a lot of cars for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
cars.
Like
Let's
literally,
list
like
them.
honestly, like any Kia or Hyundai probably.
No, I'd take a Stinger. Why wouldn't you take a Stinger?
That's one car out of 2 brands. I said,
Would you take an
think-
EV6? Like a brand new electric Kia?
nah, probably not.
I
What
mean,
am I gonna do with it?
Drive it.
I have a bunch of other cars I'd have much more enjoyed driving. Now I gotta park it. I gotta insure it. Like,
I would consider a brand new one of those. Why not? Like, I'd be like, oh, all right, I guess that would be. A
Yeah,
thing.
I feel
that's
like
what I
they're
mean.
so ugly too. Like, But it's so ugly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because it's like if it was brand new anything, it'd be hard to say no to anything brand new for me.
I'm sure there's something. A Tesla you'd take? You had to drive it? And that's the thing. I thought I had that locked and loaded when the question came up.
Kind of crazy. I'd almost rather take one of those electric Korean things than a Tesla.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Tesla's probably better.
I don't know. Who's to say?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a Tesla though.
No, because we
Which
spend
is weird, because like, why wouldn't I take it? I just drive it and not drive it. Like, who the fuck cares?
Because we
It's
spend so
free.
much time. It's become an ideology thing for us.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a Tesla.
Yeah, because it would be weird if we were like, yeah.
Well, also like because I actually kind of hate them. But yeah, because every time I get an Uber, it's Tesla, and my back hurts, and it's like just trash. But anyways, yeah, no, I wouldn't take that. How about you? What wouldn't you take?
I don't think the Tesla is the obvious one, probably for all of them. I don't want to speak for Kevin, but I think just based on like all the shit we've talked about it, it'd be real hypocritical to be like, oh, okay, like.
How about if somebody gave you like, yo, I'm going to give you a Porsche, and it's like a base model, full peasant spec, like 2001 Boxster,
Oh, I know. I don't want that.
automatic,
No.
I mean, like,
beige interior,
but I mean, like, I don't know,
blue
like-
exterior or something.
maybe-
Some just you're like, you look at it, it's gross. You open the door, it's gross. It's automatic.
No, I don't.
Yeah, there's
It
nothing.
has like 15-inch wheels.
Yeah, nah. And
Even
honestly,
though-
up until like last week, I probably would have said the same thing about my mom's car too.
Yeah, because it is basically the lowest. Of,
It's like an auto,
yeah,
NA,
yeah.
BMW, but yeah, it is kind of fun to drive, despite the fact that it's auto and NA. So I'm just sort of like,
Yeah.
there's probably a lot of potential here.
I mean, that's what I was saying too. Even the 118 I had, I was like, man, this is a rad car. And it's the second lowest model of the lowest model of BMW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Kevin, you made an alteration to that question, which I thought was interesting. And it was like, which one of your friends' cars?
Oh yeah, I was like,
Oh.
yeah. Which one of your friends' cars are you jealous of, or which one of your friends' cars are you like, I would never in a million years drive that, even if it was given to me, you know? But now we're throwing our friends under the bus.
Then I immediately was going to say, out of the three of us, I believe the Aristo would be the one that you guys wouldn't take. Kevin hates the color, hates navy cars, hates the color navy, so therefore hates it. And Gerard hates Aristos.
I mean, it's an Aristo still.
Nah, you hate it.
But I mean, like, what's the situation? Like your current situation?
Nah.
Like, I wouldn't need any cars if you know what I mean? Like, I think you'd have to have some stipulation where, like,
Yeah, you need a car that's
like
fun.
you need a car, or you'd need or like maybe you don't need a car, but like you.
Well, I mean, the first half was like, you know, like who are you envious of? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So I mean, like to me, that like that's currently in your situation, or like,
Who am I envious of?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't mind dailying that GS. That's like, my wife would really like that car, and everyone else would. I mean, I would really like that car because I would just be like done and like turn the music on. I probably wouldn't have it exactly like you have it, but like,
yeah,
like
I
even-
would. I don't know.
But I mean, you would do that until you got VI'd, or until you
Yeah.
couldn't
No,
turn
exactly.
into a parking lot
But-
or a gas station, or I would just have it like stock-ish.
yeah.
And just drive it. Because I mean, for a long time there, when I was like, yo, I don't have a car, I was like, I'm just gonna buy like a Toyota sedan that is good and just drive it as it is. And I was thinking, man, like, you're not gonna do that, man. Like, and then I was like, okay, I'll buy a Nissan sedan because then it'll be like, I was like, you're obviously gonna dump it and like you're just gonna ruin it, and like I was like, okay, what
Maybe
kind
you
of
bought
car?
like a Camry.
But it's still fast.
Yeah, but
And
like
it still
you know,
looks cooler when it's slow. I swear you have to buy a car that is just so far. Yeah, like, well, okay, well, that's a good question.
I had this when I was younger. Matt Peterson and I both had this.
What is it?
Well, for me, it was a 1984 Tercel. Because at the time I had my 86, and I was just like, that. You know, it's like a block of cheese.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that car is so stupid and so ugly. I would never want to modify it ever. Because, like, what are you going to accomplish?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I would just leave it stock and just drive it as a normal car, like a normal person, I think. You know what I mean? But this was like when I was.
But also the
18.
thing with the Tercel is because it's so peasant that like literally you do the minimum and it's actually kind of cool. Like you put a steering wheel in a Tercel and it's like that's kind of tight. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, but he
don't
didn't do it though. You know, I don't. I feel that way about the Prius. It's just like the Prius is what the Prius is.
Prius, yeah. I mean that Prius too because it's kind of like not like a special model. It's just like the most average model.
It's a
It's the
tech
tech
package.
model. It's the
Yeah.
highest
Oh,
package.
okay, sorry.
I
guess that's a question. What's the car that you would
Not modified.
not modify? The car that you would have to not modify.
Take it.
I mean,
Let's
still
also
put
take
wheels
and
on
see
it, though.
if it works. If we all get ads, take hand.
Take it.
Take it.
It's Taycan.
Taycan. Cheese. I want to see if I get a cheese ad.
Because literally anything like with wheels,
Could have different wheels.
it would have to come with wheels, right?
Well, how did it get
I
there?
meant like
What are
crazy
you
wheels or
saying right
good
now?
wheels.
I disagree though, because it's like I think if I bought a newer Camry, I feel like the Camry wheels are probably good enough, and like
Well, that's what I mean. It would have to come with wheels that were good enough.
Good
that
enough.
You didn't need to change
Good
them.
enough.
yeah,
And maybe that's why we're leaning towards those like higher end BMWs because it's like you
the
just
wheels
buy
are
it.
decent. Yeah,
And the
Yeah.
car's fast. The wheels are decent. It looks nice. Like, but like, yeah, like besides those cars,
yeah.
I saw a Camry. Sorry.
I know it checks all the boxes, is what I said.
Yeah, I saw a
exactly.
Camry the other day. It was not TRD, but it was I guess XSE or some other. But it was like, yeah, it had like gloss black wheels, gloss black like canards, and
Yeah.
like, it was fucking crazy.
Wild, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Camry now is the sports car, and like all the other cars are like lame. Like
Maybe.
Yo, do they make it F Sport Camry?
they make a TRD Camry.
Yeah, no, F Sport's Lexus, I think.
Yeah, but isn't the Camry like 300 horsepower anyways?
Yeah, I think it was like.
And did they make an all-wheel drive one?
I think so. No, or the Avalon they did, didn't they? Or am I?
I mean, Avalon's like Audi. Fuck that. Gone.
It's done. They don't make them anymore.
Yeah, they
No.
make Avalon.
Oh, okay.
Or
Well,
Solaras.
they made something in an all-wheel drive, and I remember being like, "Well, that's fucking wild."
Well, in Japan, they made the Camry, even the Camry wagon,
Right.
with a 5-speed V6 all-wheel drive. The cool wagons with like the twin rear wagon. I was like, those things are so cool, man. They're like the 95.
The dream.
Yeah. Dude, I feel like that car, 95 Camry, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you're not putting wheels on the 95 Camry. It's not going to make it look better, you know?
But the problem with me is you know that car has potential. Like those engines are great.
Yeah.
And you could get a 5-speed one.
Yeah. So they're reliable, 5-speed.
But then
just
when
drive
you-
it.
But
He's
they
putting
also
wheels.
fit huge wheels.
Yeah, he's gonna put wheels on it. He's gonna do a thing.
But you don't need to.
He's going to,
But why do you have to?
because he's him.
But I guess that comes down to like, in my world, I'm like, all right, like this car that I'm envisioning is my car to escape all of the other silly cars a bit.
But that's what I'm saying. Is it possible for you to even do that?
I would think so.
I mean, you had,
The
what was
Echo.
that piece of shit car? You had the Echo. You had a fucking steering wheel and a shift knob. I probably wouldn't modify that Echo. That's probably my car. The Echo is
Yeah,
like,
not.
those cars are, yeah, like they're no.
The car that you don't want of your friends. I don't want Jerry's BMW.
Yeah. Not a lot of you probably do.
Yeah, and not to look. It is what it is.
But if it was running.
Or I don't know if I'd want your truck.
Yeah.
It just
If Gerard's truck was perfect, I'd be okay with it, but it doesn't like speak to my soul.
yeah.
But honestly, I think I'm jealous of Eric's X7. Like I
yeah.
I would just buy that car off him for what he wants for it if he would sell it. But
You hear that, Eric? You're not even listening because maybe you are listening to this one because I didn't say the episode number all right off the bat.
Yeah, the X7's sick. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, even the Impala is pretty cool.
yeah, the Impala is pretty cool. It's just not so much my thing.
Yeah, the X7's tight, for sure.
Yeah.
Which of my friends am I jealous of?
Jerry, you're not jealous of any of you. Do you have what friends of yours have like BMWs that you want?
Mitch. I want Mitch's car.
Reggie,
Fuck, Reggie's car's. I mean, that's like a.
what about Ronald?
I mean, which one? He has all of them. He has all the cars.
I've always really liked Zap's S15 with the 1J in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven it. I don't really fit in the seat. I'd have to change the seat, but God love it. That's the one.
I probably wouldn't want your truck.
It's definitely preposterous.
Yeah, also, I didn't want, it's not. I love it for you.
Yeah.
But goddamn, like, it's just like.
Like the fact that it can only do 80, there's no way.
I mean, I can do 100, but.
Yeah, it's cool. It's neat to be in, but like, it's just out of my realm of like everything.
Yeah, no,
And
honestly.
it's a bit, you just got the you know, like you're feeling, the moves and.
Oh, yeah. You're feeling everything.
Yeah, and it doesn't turn into Optimus Prime, and I feel like it should.
Yo, speaking of my truck.
I wish it would.
Remember when you were going to buy a Suzuki, and then you were just like,
Dude, I love Suzuki.
I know.
Yeah,
you
but
do.
then Matt Peterson bought it, and it was a pile.
Which one?
The Swift. Didn't you get the
Oh, yeah, I
Sport
was going
Swift?
to buy a Swift.
He got like the highest model Swift with the Recaros, and it was so slow.
Well, I mean, I knew that wasn't going to be a good car unless it was like heavily modified. And honestly, those cars generally just kind of look cool. Because I had Suzukis. It's a good car for what it is. But like at the end of the day, it's a Suzuki.
Yeah.
Right?
Fair enough. Well, you didn't get it. Now you have a whole slew of things you got to figure out.
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck.
And
All right. Hey, well, what a treat this was, you guys.
Yeah.
We got together in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've done 99 episodes. A rational person would have done this on episode 100. But nine is a big deal. We said we were only going to do 6 episodes originally, not 9, which is also what we should have done. And then we just kept going.
Yeah.
There's been highs and lows. Hey, what was your favorite part of the podcast so far? Do you have a favorite episode?
I don't know. There's so many of them.
I don't know. I would just say
Honestly, I really like the health one.
Oh, good.
Because it was kind of like not about cars, and like I feel like it's like far reaching. Like it reaches past cars. But I think if people actually gave a shit, it really speaks to car people. It's a very, very common thing. Literally every single one of our friends has experienced that trend or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like the health one was good. I feel like the mental health one was good. I really liked the turbo one with Spectrum Motorsports because I felt like I got to learn there. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is sweet. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the ones. Though we did the one with Hurt, that was fun.
Yeah, I was going to say the Hurt one is it's also the most listened to.
The one where I call out Chaser owners in the USA.
I did like that one.
Yeah.
I liked when
I like the one where Ryan drank the beer.
where I I like the one where I got real mad at you guys.
Yeah.
And I turned the table. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I like all the ones that we had guests. Whatever.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.